Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast. My name is Henry Lawrence, and in this episode, we are going to receive. If you've been working, if you've been pursuing, if you've been chasing a new life, this is an episode for you because we're going to do the one thing that hasn't happened yet, and that's receive. So make sure to listen all the way through because at the very end, we're going to take a deep, healing, meditative breath to help us align on this message so we can move forward throughout the day. So the mindset that you can use, the perspective in which you can use to really change your life is different. It's not just go out and get it. It's not just work hard. It's not just pursue. It's not just do. It's not just that. You see, you can receive something. There's a message that's trying to get to you. There's a lesson that's trying to get to you. There's an energy that's trying to get to you. But because we've put ourselves in a state of chasing, in a state of pursuing, a state of work, grind, hustle, our head is down. We're not looking up to receive the message. And so what we're going to do is we're going to realign how we operate. It doesn't mean the work stops. It doesn't mean the dedication stops. And it certainly doesn't mean that the discipline stops. In fact, it's the opposite. Those things are going to continue, but they're going to continue in a different way. We are no longer going to chase the result. We're no longer going to chase the answer. We're no longer going to chase the need. Right? That's going to stop. We're going to focus on being, and that's all. Being and receiving, because the truth is you are receiving on your current state of being. And so if you don't like what you're receiving, it's the being that needs to change, not the workload, not the focus, not the effort. Right? If those aren't in existence, then yes, we're going to put those into play too. But this is how we're going to look at it. So I want you to just visualize yourself wherever you're at right now. If you're comfortably sitting in a chair, if you're driving, if you're working out, wherever you are, just connect with where you're at. And then view outward. Imagine if you were the chest piece on the chessboard, and now your view is moving back and you can see yourself as the chess piece. You can see yourself from the top of your head down. Visualize you. And so there's work to be done, right? We need to exercise. We need to eat right. We need to meditate, pray. We need to write down our goals. We need to put in the work. We need to have the discipline. Like those things are all there. But we must open our ears, open our heart. And so when we do something in alignment, listen. When you wake up and you start your day and you do your daily discipline, right? You got up extra early or you set up your time, whatever it was, and you start praying. You start meditating. Listen. Then you start writing down your goals. You start writing down what you want to manifest. You start writing down the alignment of self, really putting into paper what it is that you want to become, that you are, right? I speak in I am statements, meaning I step into future self and then write my I ams as if it's already a result. So as you're doing that, listen. Listen to what comes to you. Then once from there, and you move forward, and you keep stepping forward, you keep going forward throughout the day, you're doing the things, right? You drive to work, you're listening to positive information, positive music, positive podcasts, whatever it is. You're allowing your mind to cycle in the positive frequency. You go to work, you're operating in your highest frequency, you're showing up as the highest grade employee you could possibly be. You're loving, you're supporting, you're in power, you're doing all those things. Listen. You see, as you keep saying yes to your higher self and no to the things that are in disalignment, you're tuning yourself tighter and tighter and tighter into a frequency. As you keep tuning yourself tighter and tighter and tighter into frequency, the messages that you'll be receiving are going to be more and more and more in that alignment. See, most of us don't actually want to hear. We want to be right. And when you want to be right, you can't be different than you currently are because your current life is the current reflection of your current state of being. But when you start tuning yourself in, when you start becoming dedicated to something more than self, the messages start to come. And those messages might come in many ways. For some people, they come in Bible verses. Some people it comes with direct word where you actually hear something. Some people, it becomes a sight thing. You see something, you imagine something, you visualize something. Like it starts to come together in so many different ways. And it's powerful when it does. But if you were to truly ask yourself this question, how much listening are you doing? If you ask yourself that, what would you say? Not searching, not asking for something, but actually just listening, practicing the stillness. Because we're going to do it in this podcast, and everything I'm saying right now should be shifting your mind, changing your DNA of frequency, shifting it also that way when we do this deep breath, we'll be in alignment to actually hear something. This is a point of power. Because there is guidance beyond you. There is guidance beyond the ego. There is guidance beyond what you think is best. And you know what that guidance is usually telling you to do? Things you don't want to. And that's why we ignore them. Right? When the guidance tells me that I got to give glory to God and be specific with what God I'm referring to, I don't want to. Right? Because I start thinking, well, I don't want to do that because then I'm going to turn off certain listeners. I'm going to turn off, like I start thinking about how that affects me. But then when it comes to mind, like, okay, well, I need to speak the name of Jesus because that's what's guiding me. And then I feel the resistance in myself because I don't want to say that. And then people are going to judge me and all these things that come with it. Then I get out of alignment. Right? When you start doing your work, right, it's not about that your path needs to be mine or what you connect with needs to match mine. Like I know there's people coming from so many different ways, so many different perspectives. Maybe to you, it just is the universe. I can tell you this, that whatever's on the other side is more abundant, more glorious, more expansive than we could ever comprehend in this human form. So allow yourself to listen because the positive guidance, the positive energy that will lead you into the path that you're trying to go, which is within you, is trying to speak to you. You just can't hear it. Think about it this way. If you were to go on the radio right now and you could tune the stations, on station 100, like just station 100, there's a message for you that would change your life. And it's on repeat again and again and again and again. And this message is meant for you specifically. But you, as a tuner, are tuned into 99.9. Right? You're very close, 0.1 away. But you're not going to hear that message. You're going to hear the station of 99.9. That's why when we do these things, when we set time to align ourselves, when we have a dedication and a discipline to operate in our higher selves, and I know some of you might be so lost on what that even is, and just stay tuned because I talk about it again and again in all these different podcasts. This is for the one that is doing all the work and not getting the result. Listen. And you have to listen and you have to drop the ego. Because that ego is strong, and ego can be useful. It can be a very powerful thing. But that pride in us, that pride in who we're supposed to be is so powerful that it will cover up our ears because we don't want to have to face the things that we have to do. Right? Because what you might need to hear is that that person isn't good for you in your life, but you enjoy it. You like what comes with that person, so you don't want to do that. What you might need to hear is that habit is not actually serving you, but you enjoy it because it feels so good. What you might need to hear is that thing is blank, but you don't want to hear it because of what it makes you feel. Right? And that's the true truth, is the knowledge, the wisdom that we are supposed to hear, the guidance that we are supposed to be gifted, right? It's meant for us. We block out because we don't want to pay the price that comes with it. We still want that comfort. We want to be right. That's a big one for me. I love being right. You know, we want to be the point of influence. We want to be the one that made it. We want to be self-made. Like, we want to be all those things. I understand because I feel the same way in all these things. But we are meant to be more. And to be more, we must allow more wisdom into our lives, more guidance. And that's going to take patience and open ears. So we're going to practice this right now. And I hope that you're still with me. I hope that you're allowing this to be a message for you. Not a message to you, but a message for you. And so what we're going to do is when we breathe in, we're going to say the words, I'm listening. So as you breathe in, you're going to say, I'm listening, I'm listening, I'm listening, I'm listening. And as you hold your breath, clear your mind and listen. You might have to go to this multiple times because you've been so strong, right? Your strength is a gift, but you've been so strong that you've made sure that you can't hear the message because you want to avoid what you know that message is going to be. Because we know when we hear this information, it's not new. It's rediscovering the wisdom that was always with us. And so as you hold your breath, allow that message to come. And then when you exhale, allow the resistance to leave you. Because we're going to commit to this message. If it's in light, if it's in love, if it is harmful to someone else, if it takes for someone else, then it's the wrong message. Right? But if it's for the greater good and it spreads love, it spreads peace, it spreads healing, whether it's just within you or the world, you know it's the right message. So are you ready? I need you to hold my hand with this one, okay? Mentally hold my hand. I, Henry Lawrence, am here with you. I need you to feel this. In fact, we're going to take just a moment to transport somewhere. If you can, wiggle your toes, and for a second, allow yourself to believe that the ocean, that the sand is within your toes. It's warm. It feels so good. It feels so familiar. Just for a second, feel this. Feel the warmth of the waves. You can feel the air coming off of it. It feels so good. This is the perfect temperature in this moment. And just allow me to hold your hand because I want to do this together. Are you ready? Remember, I'm listening is the message. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Everything is happening for us. We all have our unique journeys, and it's so abundant that I could never imagine that there was one size fits all path. Yours is beautiful. Yours is powerful. Yours is meaningful. Don't give up on you. I won't give up on me. And together, we're the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe, follow, like this episode, leave a comment, whatever you need to do to just engage it and stay connected. Also, if this one was meaningful to you, share it with somebody. Share it with somebody so you can have thoughtful conversation. Imagine if your group of friends or your group of people that you're around were listening to things like this, not just my podcast, there's others, but we're listening to them together, having meaningful conversation, holding each other accountable to growth. What a power that can be. So let's do that so we're the rising tide. I also am doing the beta. I've had a few people reach out and go ahead and get on the schedule. Now is the time if this is something you want to experience. This is not for just a conversation. If you just want to have a conversation about money or whatever, this isn't that time. This is for the person that is ready. They're already making money, probably entrepreneur, just to be honest, someone that has control over their money, but is already doing it and knows that if they could lock in a discipline, if they could lock in a mindset, if they could lock in a vision, an alignment, a process, they would triple their money. They could go from $5,000 a month to $20,000 a month. Like whatever that is, like if that's you, you're already going, you already have a business and you want to invest more into it, but the investment you want to make is in your mindset. This is that time. This is the beta version of it. So this is the best time if you're someone that likes to get in early, that likes what comes with that, the value and all that stuff like that. The full complete version will be coming out probably at the beginning of the year, maybe a little bit sooner. But these people that you're feeling it right now, you know the calling in your heart. You know this aligns. Go to the description of this episode. If you're on Spotify or iTunes, it should be right at the bottom. Go to the description of the episode. Click that link. Hop on the calendar. You and I will have a Zoom call together. It will be powerful and it will be transformative, but we must connect. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.